Hello, my name's Andy and welcome to the garage. Here is my next restoration, a Dinky Toys Military Ambulance. I think it's number 626. It's heavily play worn, some corrosion on it. Probably can't see, but if you run your fingers over every panel, it's very rough. It's like sandpaper. One of the back doors is hanging off. The front base plate is not secure either, so it looks like it's a bit high. But I do like doing a military vehicle, and especially an ambulance, so let's see how we can get on with this one, shall we? Well, here's our Dinky Military Ambulance, number 626, if you can see there. That door's okay. That door's broken at the top, as you can see. There's corrosion, quite pitted on top. The base plate is loose, held on by that front tab there, which you can see there, look. And there's that's not been drilled out. I think that's just corroded out, that post. So the first thing to do is going to be to get this apart, obviously. So we'll get some drills and we'll get on with it. I think the first thing we need to do is just bend this back a bit, this front tab. Be careful, it is a bit rusty, so we can pull it out. Not seen one of these taken apart. There, it's out. Driver's welded on there with rust, if nothing else. As you can see, that's quite rusty. Let's take these tyres off. They're not bad, actually, coming off. We can see the hubs absolutely had it. It's a bigger job than I thought it's going to be. That tyre's broke as well. Could glue that together. We might have to, so we can't destroy those just yet. So we haven't got any spares. And the wheel's okay on that side, look, but totally had it on that side. That's okay. Got some crud in there, some rust. Got post to drill there. So let's get a drill on that. It's already got a guide hole in. Right, so I've got some new titanium drills. So let's see how they go, shall we? A bit of Vaseline on the end of the drill there. Let's take a look at that. That's not bad. Sure, we can drill further. See if we've got any movement. No, I didn't expect there to be. I think we just need a bigger drill to try and take the top off there. Right, here we go with that bigger drill. Let's see if that's done the job, shall we? Well, she's a rockin'. I think we need to drill more out through there now, maybe a bigger drill than we had last time. So we'll swap drills again. Okay, we've got a 3.5mm drill. I think I'd have preferred a 3, but I haven't got one, so let's just take it slowly. And it's quite an old drill and it's quite blunt, but has it just freed it up enough to come off? Tell you what, I have got a 4mm drill. I think I might have to put that down there, see how that goes. Right, before I move up to a bigger drill, I'm just going a bit deeper with that first drill. Right, see if we can get it loose. It certainly is loose. Just trying to get a look in there, see what the hell's going on. See if we can get a screwdriver in. It's just a little gap there. Try and get a bit of movement in it. Check it's not stuck by rust anywhere else round about. Ah. And she's free. We've partly lost that post, but that's not a problem. Cab's not bent. Chassis all looks good. A nice clean hole there. Right, let's take a look at this corroded inside. Can we just pull that off? I can see it's peened at the bottom here, and it's obviously totally rusted at the top. So let's just get a little grinding wheel on the top of that one. Right. I think that's quite solid actually. I think that's rusted in at the bottom here. So we've got some long nose pliers we can get in there. What I think might be best is to put that in the caustic as it is. That one's got a crimped end. Been able to get hold of that. What I don't want to do is break this hinge, which is intact at the moment. So I think what I'll do, that can go in the caustic. Take the tyres off it. The tyres have had it. Even if we put them in boiling water, you can see they're all done, but we're not going to bin them just yet, because we might be beggars can't be choosers at the end. Can't find any in the spares box. So that can go in the caustic as it is. That can go in the caustic as it is at the moment. It's all metal. And the driver, he's metal, and that can go in as well. As you can see, without the caustic soda, it has loosened up the pins. I managed to pull this one out off camera. Just came out so easily. This one is a different matter. What you have to do to open the doors is these slide up the pins like that, and then you can open them. I'm not sure if I can get a pair of pliers on there. I'm going to have to give it another go. If not, I'm going to have to drill through this one, and I've got to drill the hole out there anyway. So let's get a little pair of pliers, shall we, and give it a go. So these posts here have to be replaced. They're very rough, corroded, etc. I mean, I could bend it, but I risk damaging the model. So let's see if we can get anything on that at all. There's almost nothing left of it. No, so let's go in with the drill, shall we? Now, I've not made a hole. I might just try and I think I'll have to put a punch on it. Let's put a punch on it. I was hoping to get away with it because I didn't want to risk damaging it. But this is straight down on the post anyway. Actually, that might have loosened it up a bit as well. I'm risking damaging that, so let's see if that's loosened it enough. Try and pull it from the middle there. Ah, there we go. You can see how corroded that is. Absolutely no good at all. Got the other door off. Just put a drill through there. Clean out any stuff that's left. Not trying to widen the holes at the moment. Shouldn't need to do that. Was a bit yeah, just got this one to do. So let's just try and get a bit of something behind there, if we can. Give it a bit of support, might be able to push it out. See if that's loosened it at all. Right, let's let that soak in a minute. So maybe a tap with a hammer and a drill might do it. It's a bit more controlled this way. Oh, it's out. There we go, look. Just see that there? See a fending piece of metal gone. Right. Put a hole through there. Get that out of the way. Slight bit of damage, nothing too bad. And the issue is, what do you use as the new door posts? Well, they're 0.9mm thick. I did think of getting some old drills, So I investigated purchasing some 0.9mm rod lengths, diameter, width, and they're quite expensive. So I thought, you know what, I'll find something that fits. As you can see, an old drill would do the trick. So I need to find 2 of those. Or the other thing that came to mind was actually a cocktail stick, and I think here's a trial one I used. Some are thicker than others. I think this did, yeah, it goes through the top, so I just have to minutely drill the holes a bit wider, but this same there, but there are thinner cocktail sticks about somewhere. So anyway, that's something to think about. Let's take a look at the next challenge here. That wheel has obviously had it, so we was cleaning up that end, and that's the best peened end, so we just need to take this end off here with the multi-tool. So I'll get that out. Here we go. Oh, sorry, hit the camera there. Have I got enough? Yeah, there we go. Is that off? That comes out slowly. It is very heavily rusted, that axle. This little guy's clipped on. You can see there's a clip there under his seat. So we'll just get a small screwdriver and we will try and unclip him. Here we go. Which one do we need? Best to get them all out. You never get the one you want first time. See if we can get under there. Turn that clip up. Yeah, rusted solid, I think. Oh well. Yep, that one's up. Let's move that hammer out of the way. And the other one's coming up. Of course, the trick is, these are so corroded they might just bend and snap. And there's our guy off. Now I want you to take him off because you need to get cleaned underneath him on here. We've got the other axle to get off here. So it's just a matter of picking the best side, which is this side. Though as you can see, there is no free extra space on these axles. They are tight. But we'll have a go with the multi-tool anyway. Just so we can pull that off. No, I think we'll just have to flatten it off. There's nothing left to peen over again anyway already. Yeah, it's coming off now. There we go. It's another one off. It's not bad. That wheel, we got 3 good wheels, got 2 axles that will need replacing, got a broken wheel there. It's not a great start. I was hoping it'd be better than that, but anyway, let's not be down. So I'll start the cleaning process with just a normal wire brush, because believe me, there's a lot to go at there. These don't tend to fly bits off in all directions. Just can get it started with this. Same with the cab. Can't do too much with this, obviously. Can't get into the hard places. I think I'll leave them to a different brush. I've got a smaller brush here. It's more brass. So right, leave that with me. Next time you see it, it'll be polished up. Here we are with our ambulance. Now, we had a couple of key issues. We had rusty hubs and axles. Rusty base, not a problem. And we had tyres that, to be honest, were past the best. And I might not have even been able to create a new one from a mould. They were that bad, some of them. I got an old Dinky tipper truck. As you can see, I took the axles off that. It's got plastic, not metal wheels, but they are the same size. And it did have 4 good tyres. Now, this is one of the original axles, so I'll just push that through there. As you can see, the tyres still free and easy moving. They're a bit bigger. Let's not get round that. There's the originals on top, but we're going to get away with that. Bit of work on the cab, bit of rust and blebbing on top. There's a bit there, but that won't be seen. That's come up quite nice. Still a bit of polishing to do. Then the next thing we had was the back doors. The pins on the back door were shot. And there's one of them, very thin. Not got any replacements for that. But what I've done, got some cocktail sticks. They were just a bit wide, so I've taken them off, rubbed them down with a bit of sandpaper. Got them to fit. As you can see, doors open quite freely. Push them up, push them down to lock them. I'll have to cut the ends off accordingly. Obviously you can't peen wood, but I've got some extremely small bolts. They're as thin as the end of a cocktail stick. They're about 2 or 3 mil wide. We'll have to glue them, super glue them on top, and they will be fine. Right, got one of these little screws right on the end of one of our posts, and all I'm going to do is just get a dab of super glue. Got some super glue on here, and I'm just going to stick that into there and push it into polystyrene and let it go off. Here is our military ambulance. I used a Turner and Gray's primer, see that there, and I used a Colour It NATO green. Just one coat of each and a normal coat of lacquer. It's not come out bad. Now what needs doing, these Red Cross signs, obviously white round the outside, and the red cross. There's 1, 2, 3, and the doors to do 4. So that's the next job I will be doing. Here we go. I thought I'll try with these little normal paint wipers first, just to get into the edge. Because when I was looking at pictures, it looks like on the model, I'm trying to stay true to the model, the red was done last. So these raised bits need to be in white. Right, that's one done. Now I'll do one on the body itself. Right, you can see that first coat is on now, and that was Humbrol Satin 130. What I'm going to use for the headlights is Met 191 Humbrol, and I'm just going to use one of those little dabbers again. So here we go with headlights, just little dab, so you can see that. First one done. You're quicker mixing up the paint than you are applying it. And there we are, both done and both looking round, which is great. Right, we can take a look at our driver now, and we're off to use this mud brown for the uniform. So we've got a little bit here. Now, we don't have to be too fussy about this, because we've got the rest of him to paint anyway. Quite a detailed driver. I don't know if you can see, he's got a, let's bring him in there, he's got pockets, he's got a tie, so quite detailed. And that's the brown done. Let that go off, and then we can do the berry, maybe the face, etc. Right, as you can see, I've started to get the second coat on the white background, and what I've done is I've started to use the brush again. It's a bit quicker, got to be a bit more accurate. What that first coat's done is given me a guideline. Right, that is that done. So we're going to need another coat, and we'll just have to wait for that to dry. Well, here we are with our Dinky Toys Military Ambulance out of paint. As you can see, I did the red cross off camera, running out of time, it's a bit quicker. You saw me do the white, done the doors, got the cab ready. Now the next issue is, this is an original axle, and as you can see, the replacement ones off our donor vehicle are a bit longer, so we've got to cut that down. I did manage in the end to find some metal wheel spares rather than use those plastic ones, so that's great. We've got the little guy to plug in, he's been detailed. Let's try and bring him up so you can see him. I'll zoom in on that later. Done his face, done his hat, not to try and do any more, done his hands and feet. He needs to go on before we ping onto there. First thing is to get these marked out. Now this one, get the right width. There we go. As you can see, we're a bit wide. So what we need to do, get the right side of the pen, just decide where we want to do those. I'm favouring about there, and then cut that off with the multi-tool or a hacksaw. I could have made brand new axles, but since I had these anyway, there's nothing in it. One end's already peened. So move that to one side. We'll move our painted stuff out of the way because we don't want that to get damaged. So we'll just stop the video there. Right, we've got a pair of pliers on that because it was getting a bit too hot. There we go. Put that down, let it cool for a second. Okay, we've got that cut down. That one goes with that. Right, we can now get these peened on. That's a rear axle, let's not forget that. That's still a bit hot at the end, so we'll put that down. Now, that should face down. There's our number plate. So our guy needs to go in first. He's the driver, of course. Just get him back through those holes. Bend those over. It's not structural, it's just to hold him in position. Got him in. Now, let me just check the axles. This is the front axle. The one's behind here and it's still warm, so we know that's a back one. Tyres are still in the silicone. There we go. Let's get a hammer. We'll just put that. There's a little hole there. Look like divot if you're a golfer. Get the rivet in there, and we'll start a bit of peening. So I'll finish that off camera and do the other axle too. No, you have not missed anything. This is after the test fitting. Couple of things haven't gone according to plan, so I wanted to share them with you. Firstly, I tested this wheel earlier, this tyre, but they're too big for the front. They won't turn and they look too big at the front. They don't look bad at the back. Secondly, the posts for the doors have gone on okay. I've had to take a bit of paint off them. What I don't like, these little bolts are a bit bigger than I thought they'd look. Now I could live with that. I thought about turning them upside down, but I have now got some thinner rod, so I'm going to give that a try. So off camera, I'll take this apart, redo the doors with you, and find some more tyres, hopefully. Well, I think 2 of these originals, 2 aren't. It's the best I can do. One of them's got a little split in it. We might get away with that until I get some better wheels. I did find another pair, but they were a bit big. I had 4 of the same. This one's a bit different, I think, but I think we'll get away with it. So let's get these on. Tyres rather, not wheels. It's cold in the garage today. See, that's got a few splits in it, but we're going to be alright. We are going to be alright. That one's particularly bad. I will replace them. Going to Stafford in December with some of the other guys. And I'll be looking to buy models with tyres on them, whatever state they're in. There, we've got our tyres on. Incidentally, at the back you can see the other military ambulances I did. I think I did this one last year, and it's the Lesney version of the one I'm doing now. And of course I did this little VW Majorette one just a few months ago. This one's got a bit chipped, it fell off the shelf unfortunately. Anyway, back to the doors. Now what I've decided here is I'm going to keep these pins, the ones I made. These were too narrow in the end, too small a diameter. Well, here we are, we've got a green Sharpie marker. Let's see how this goes. We might be better off with a bit of brown, I don't know. Mix of colours. Right, I'll do the other one off camera. Okay, here we go. So the doors can only be one side. This little tab locks them. Checked which rail fits best which side. I've got a bit of super glue here. These are locators, they don't have to turn. So what we're going to do is get the first one threaded. Get it ready to push through. Just getting the minutest amount of super glue. And this is non-runny because this is going off. So we know this ain't going to go everywhere. I was going to put a drop of glue in at the top, the Gorilla Glue, but I thought this might be better. Push it through there. Pushed it through and missed. There, it's in. Sure if that screw's actually touching. Bolt. But anyway, that's the first one in. Can put a dab of glue at the end there afterwards again, rather than do it now. So same trick here. It's in. They're both in. So now we can just dab a bit of glue. And to be honest, this isn't running at all. Could just put a bit in the tops. Bit stringy. Right. We'll just let that go off. Show you the doors are still free. That one's free, look. That one's free. So that's brilliant. We'll leave that a few minutes. It's going to be fine. It's really easy to put this back together. It's just one screw. I've already got the screw. And back to you in a few minutes. Need to buy myself some tyres for Christmas. Right, here we go. Now we'll get the driver in first. There's a little gap just there for his head. So goes that little tab there, goes into the front. Back to the lever then, his head takes place. Wheels look okay, as they would. Two of them are original. Then we can take our cabin, that's what we can call it. Now there's two little turned over, what do you call them, studs here. They go into these at the back here. They're in, there's no click. You can see the doors are moving freely, that's a nice sign. Staying on and moving freely. Got the one screw to go in there. Three-mil screw. And she is a roller this time. Shut those doors. So lift up and push in. There we go. And I haven't got that ugly sticking up bolt I wanted to get rid of. Got a bit of something there, look. Bit of paint from something else. The next time you see this, we'll be on the turntable. Well, this is what we started with. A heavily Play One Dinky Toys ambulance. Every panel was rough, it had some damage to it. The back door was hanging off on one side. But apart from that, pretty solid, not bent or anything. So let's see how we got on, shall we? Because here it is now. Well, here is our completed Dinky ambulance, number 626 military ambulance. This model was produced from 1956 to 1962, so it's over 60 years old. And I think the actual model on the pictures I've seen was a lighter green than this NATO green that I've used on it today. It does need a fresh set of tyres, but I had to make do at the end. The good ones I got worked well at the back, as you saw, but didn't turn at the front. The actual truck was in service in the 50s. It was built between 51 and 53 and was based on a Fordson Thames service chassis. The ambulance is the E3 version of that truck, which was a 3-ton truck with 4-wheel drive. This particular version held up to 4 stretchers, or a mix of stretchers and seating, with some heating supplied from the engine. It had a flat head V8 producing 87 brake horsepower, giving it a top speed of 30 miles an hour on the road and 12 to 15 across country. And 782 of all variants, which include the ambulance, were produced and used until the mid-1960s. Well, there she goes round. Hope you've had a good look at her. What I'm going to do is pop the other 2 military ambulances on the turntable now that I've done. Here she is with the other 2 military ambulances I've done. There's a majorette fourgon going round with it now, and coming up we have the small little Lesney version of the same ambulance, which unfortunately has picked up a couple of chips because it fell off the shelf. In any case, that's the trio, and I think I did the smaller version for the DMC challenge last year. Anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. It does mean a lot to the channel. And I look forward to seeing you for another restoration next week. I will open the doors now for you before I go. And there she is, with the rear doors opening now on those toothpick hinges, homemade. So thank you once again for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.